Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be soaping the black orchid soap. Gonna do the black one this time because I got a special wholesale order. So I have the mold ready, we have the colorants and the fragrance oil ready as well. The oils are at 37 degrees Celsius. And the live water is at 39 and this is 103 Fahrenheit. So I'm going to combine the live water to the oils and then let's see how we are going to manage this. This fragrance oil is a floral, so it has the tendency to speed trace a little bit. I added sodium lactate to the live water just to make unmolding easier. Just going to blend to light emulsion or light trace, and then I'm splitting up the batch in two different parts. One is gonna be the white part, it's just a little bit. One is gonna be a pink part, and then the main part is going to be black. Mixed black oxide with oil that I'm going to add to the main part. And then I have Burlesque Mica from You Make It Up, and I'm adding this to this part here, and then titanium dioxide, this part, the small part. So I'm going to be starting to mix from the lightest color to the darkest, so I don't need to clean the stick blender. Now for fragrance, I'm going to be adding it and stir it in just by hand. But first, I just want to make sure that everything is nicely incorporated from the sides of the bucket here, or of the pitcher, however you want to call it. So that you don't have like some white streaks going on. Good. So now I'm adding the fragrance, and we need to be ready to move rather quickly. So I'm going to prepare the mold ready to move here. So we can just move very fast. All right, so in goes the fragrance oil. This is Lucky from Scent Perfique. It's a duplication of Chance Chanel. I'm not adding it to the white because I think it will discolor. So this sets up really fast. That's a really fast mover. So I'm going to stir it in real quick. Just making sure that everything is nicely incorporated. the black part, and I'm going to pour most of the black part in, just leaving a little bit for a later swirl. So we add in the pink part. Like so. The white part is more fluid. Pink part on top again. Just leaving a little tiny bit for the top, not very much. And then a bit more black. That is already thickening up. Don't know if you can see. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I take a spoon like so, and then I'm going in and I'm just going through like this. And you can already see this is really thickening up a lot. So we are going to move and complete our black part on top. Fragrance oil is not just accelerating, it's also rising a little bit. So you have to be rather quick. The color combination because it's feminine but also elegant, I think, at the same time. And you can see this white here is still pretty fluid. There is no fragrance oil in it, even though there is titanium dioxide in it. All right. I'm going to move you down a little bit for the swirl. So I have a chopstick here. I'm just gonna see how I'm gonna manage to do this. Just attempting to mix the colors a little bit. It's not gonna be so important anyway, since we're gonna be cutting it, but I think it's cute like that. And so we are going to leave it like this for 24 hours and then come back for the cut. But first going to add some glitter. This is biodegradable white glitter from Nurture Soap. It gives a little bit of pretty pop on top like so. And then we're going to spritz it with rubbing alcohol to prevent soda ash on top. It's important, this one is a black soap, so we don't want it to be gray or anything like that. And I'm going to spritz it again like in half an hour before I leave it alone. Here's a close-up. I think it's a pretty design. It's the next day and we're ready to cut this black orchid here. This has a slidable bottom. It comes from Brambleberry. I know most of you know, but maybe new people don't know, so I just repeat it. And then you can remove the bottom like so. And with the silicone liner, it's pretty easy to unmold. I find this really practical instead of having to line every time your soap. And then you just pop it out. Very, very simple. You can see the airlock breaking in the back. And there we go. So we have our soap cutter here, ready to go as well. This how can I say, a soap cutter that was made. You can choose like the width of your wires, so to say, and then it's great because it cuts through pretty smoothly instead of using a knife. So I'm just gonna give it a even pressure, and then we're gonna find out the cut the swirl as well. That is always like a surprise. You never know how it turns out. So this is the swirl, and the good thing is this white will turn even whiter while it cures. So I found that this is a typical thing. So you see it looks like an orchid. I want it to look like an orchid, as the name already says. So I actually prefer this version, this black version, better, but I still need to see how it is that, you know, this color, this black color isn't bleeding very much in your shower or in your sink. I think it's pretty cute. And this is a very feminine scent. You know, you always have, it's always good to have in your soap variety, let's say, or in your range. It's always good to have a feminine, flowery, florally scent, even though it's a bit difficult to soap with, but some ladies really love it. I'm gonna go again with an even pressure. And the nice thing, of course, about cold process soap or any handmade form of, you know, even art, you never know, and every piece of soap looks really different. So with these thin slices here, I'm gonna do samples, and this is very good because people love to try samples. And in my experience, whenever you give a sample to somebody who buys a product or even is asking and curious about, 80% of the times you get somebody who actually buys a product. So that's really cool. I'm gonna move this one away here so I can give the soap a stamp. So I typically stamp immediately after unmolding, especially this one here. You can see it sets really quick, so it gets hard really quick. For me, I almost always, where did I put the stamp now? Oh, yeah. Always immediately after unmolding. So this is the soap stamp I'm using. This is again burned. My stamp maker who made this, it's a fantastic quality. I'm using it since some years now. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna put you down a little bit so you can see better, even though I have to tell you that the camera is gonna shake a little bit because of the stamping. So you want to place the stamp in the right direction, of course, onto your soap where you want to have it. You can have it in the middle or whatever you want. I always put it here, and then with the rubber mallet you just give it a light tap, and you can see how the stamp is sinking into the soap, and then you know you're good. This is how it looks. Very easy, very fast to do, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you around very soon for another one. Bye bye.